Hello, Marauders. This is our last video for pre-calculus. Here I am at the Rose Parade. Yes, I have the amazing ability to teleport. And I'm in the future at the next Rose Parade where we'll be again. And here's the calculus, that crazy, confusing, clueless method I showed you called the derivative or differentiation. Even they give it a crazy word. Guess what? Super easy way. It's all about the exponent. Watch this. All right, yesterday we looked at this parabola and we did all this work and we found out the slope was 5. Well, here's what you got to do. We call it the derivative or differentiation. This is the calculus fancy word for slope. Remember, no, a slope is just a fancy word for change. How does the graph change at x equal 2? How much is it going up or is it going down? Here's what we do. Here's how you find the derivative. We write f of x, but you're going to see him put this little apostrophe right here. That means you're done the derivative. Here's all you got to do. This is so amazingly simple. Now remember we said the answer was 5? Here's what you do. See the exponent? You just take this exponent and put it in the front. 2x. And then, after you move it to the front, you subtract 1 from it. 2 take off 1. 2 take off 1 is 1. That's your new exponent. Now you do it again. The exponent here right now is a 1. So you move 1 to the front. Okay, 1x. Now take off 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, so let's rewrite this. 2x to the 1. Can I just write that as 2x? I don't need the 1 power. Okay, and then, well, x to the 0 is just, anything to the 0 is 1, isn't it? 1 times 1 is 1. This is the rule for slope, called the derivative. You found what we call the derivative. This is the rule for slope. Now, you want to know the slope at x equals 2. Just plug in 2. 2 times 2 plus 1. 4 plus 1, 5. Ta-da! Wasn't that easy? That's the easy way. You're not supposed to know that yet, but there it is. In fact, I could plug in x is 2, x is 3, x is 4. I can plug in anything. I'm like, hey, what's the slope? What's the slope at x equals 1? Okay, let's just plug in 1. Let's plug it right in. 2 times anything plus 1. Okay. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1, 3. Slope is 3 at x is 1. I could do this all day. Here's one more. Okay, I could give you a fancy equation. What if I gave you something like this? 4x to the third minus 2x squared plus 5x plus 6. And I go, what? Look at this big equation. Don't worry about this one down here. And I say, so what's the slope at x equals, let's just try 2 again. What's the slope of this guy at x equals 2? So you just do the derivative. Okay, so here's the derivative. This is the slope equation. This one tells you points. If you plug in 2, you just find some point on the graph. For this one, you take the 3, you go to the front. Hey, there's already a number there, right? Just bring the 3 out here. 3 times 4. There's already 4. Just bring your exponent to the front. That's the trick. Bring the exponent to the front. 3 times 4 is 12. And then subtract 1. 3 take off 1, 2. Do it again. Take this to the front. Oh, we already got a number. 2 times 2 is 4. Take off 1. 2 take off 1 is 1. In fact, you're just going to, instead of going 3, 2, 1, you're just going to go 2, 1. This is a 1. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 minus 1 is 0. Do I really need to write x to the 0? No. And this last one, wait. Right now it is the 0 power, right? There's no. Bring 0 to the front. 0 times 6. This is just gone. So you don't even have that. In fact, if I just said, what's the slope of 5x plus 6? Wouldn't you just say 5? Here's your rule for slope. Now you can just plug 2 in, and whatever you get, that's your slope. Cool. And here's the last crazy one. Here's an advanced one. Remember this graph? This was the square root of x. I could even graph it. Woo, that's a square root. And we went like 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. And we had found yesterday, you may remember, the slope was 1/4. how would I do the derivative of this? Because you're like, well, there's no exponent. Yes, there is. You may remember that the square root is also known as the half power. There you go. Let's bring it to the front. Take the half, move it to the front. 1/2 x, subtract 1. Wait, a half take off 1. If I had half a dollar and you said, give me a dollar, then I'm at negative a half. If you have 50 cents, take off 1, you're at negative a half. You can't take 1 from half, you're negative a half. And what do you do about this? Well, hang on, let's rewrite this. 1's on the top, 2's on the bottom. Let's just make the fraction bar bigger. Where do negative exponents go? Yeah, you remember. Negative exponents go to the bottom. Let's put this down on the bottom. And remember, when you move it, take off the negative. Like, remember a little side note, if somebody wrote like 5 to the negative 2, someone wrote 5 to the negative 2, just a little side note. Once you go, that's 1 over 5 to the 2. Remember that? And you go, oh, that's 1/25. So this is a negative I put on the bottom. Okay, let's just rewrite it one more time. 1 and 2. Wait, what's the half power? Didn't we say half power square root? Let's just change it to square root. So this square root of x, half to the front, take it off, negatives on the bottom, 1 over 2 radical x. Okay, let's plug in the slope at 4. We did a lot of work yesterday, find 1/4. Plug 4 in. 1 over 2 times, plug in 4, square root of 4. That becomes 1 over 2 times square root of 4. That's 2, which is 2 times 2. Oh my God. You can do all types of cool equations. And there's all types of tricks. Like, what if I gave you a graph that said y equals sine of x? And they started to figure out all these neat little tricks and stuff, and they're all super quick. So you don't have to do all of that. Ta-da! Now you know some calculus. That's the first semester of calculus. It's all about finding the slope. Of course, they'll throw word problems at you. All right, Marauders, that's the last video. Enjoy. Have a great summer. Have a great future. See you next year.